course. We need to send the message that we have a new culture here now, where people should, yes, of course, feel free to leave at 5:30 and be with their families. No one is going to be overworked like in the past. No more unpleasant incidents. But, of course, it's not compulsory. And obviously, if people still have work to do, they should absolutely stay and continue to work.
Tonight, we're once again discussing a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. On our Oscar month 2 years ago, we talked about Poor Things, and since then, we've done episodes on The Favorite and Kinds of Kindness, which we were early on. Tonight, we're talking about Bugonia, based on the 2003 South Korean Jang Joon-hwan black comedy sci-fi film Save the Green Planet, about a misfit conspiracy theorist who kidnaps a pharmaceutical company CEO that he is convinced is an alien known as an Adromedan, who's laying the groundwork for an invasion of the planet and extinction of humanity.
혹시 고향이 안드로메다 아니십니까? 뭐라고? 고향이 안드로메다 아니냐고 이 더러운 외계인 놈아!
The conspiracy theorist, Lee Bygon-gyu, and his slow-witted circus performer wife think they can stop the invasion and save the planet if they're able to force the Andromedan to bring them up to his ship during a lunar eclipse. The film utilizes this moment of predicted ecological collapse and the information overload of the early internet age to show these dueling narratives and how isolation from the community can drive a person into these dark paths.
저놈 신경 시스템만 약화시키면 그땐 벗어도 돼.
정말? 어떻게?
이상하게도 저놈들 유전자 구조는 우리랑 거의 똑같아. 하지만 신경 체계는 상당한 차이가 있지. 그래서 여기 들어있는 말레인산 클로로페니라민이 몸속에 침투하게 되면 저놈들 신경 전달 물질인 트란스크리산테메이트에 협착하게 되고 트란스크리산테메이트는 큐탈트린과 레스메트린 이 두 가지 물질로 파괴됩니다. 그럼 저놈은 아무런 힘도 못 쓰게 되는 거지.
Originally, director Jang was sent to come to the United States from South Korea to direct an English-language remake of Save the Green Planet, which was set to be produced by Aster and Lars Knudsen, who were also set to release Aster's latest film, Eddington, which deals with some very similar themes diagnosing this cultural and political moment. But Jang ended up having health issues and couldn't move to America, so Aster and Lars Knudsen brought in Yorgos Lanthimos. Aster also hired Will Tracy, who in 2022 wrote and produced The Menu. After formerly serving as editor-in-chief of The Onion and writing for Secession and Last Week Tonight. Bugonia stars Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Stavros Halkias, Alicia Silverstone, and introduces Aiden Delbis.
Primarily, I'm not an alien.
You are. I've done thermal imaging on your face. There's Andromedan code all over your Instagram. You're barely even hiding it. I mean, look at you. I'm supposed to believe you're a 45-year-old woman? Human woman?
I mean, I follow a very strict reverse aging diet and therapy program.
Sharing a very similar backdrop to Save the Green Planet, Bugonia revolves around Jesse Plemons as an adult conspiracy theorist named Teddy and his autistic cousin Don, who kidnap a pharmaceutical CEO named Michelle Fuller, played by Emma Stone. The epitome of a neoliberal corporate girl boss CEO type of an incredibly shady pharma company that's clearly recently got a bunch of bad press. Teddy is convinced that Michelle Fuller, who is technically his boss, and also sent his mother through a clinical trial that made her float and then put her in a coma, is an Andromedan.
This is really difficult for me as well. You killed my family. You killed my community. You killed my coworkers. You killed the bees. So given that, you should really appreciate how super professional I'm being right now by not gutting you.
Blending Teddy's anguishing personal trauma in a system that's destroyed his family and made him completely unstable with his intense conspiracy-brained worldview that he's taken on with all of the other quests for meaning that he's attempted have failed to provide any relief or meaning. On top of losing his mother to a clinical experiment, it's heavily implied that Teddy was molested as a kid by his babysitter, played by Stav, who's now a sheriff tasked with helping to try to find Michelle Fuller.
I know the last thing you want is for your fucked up babysitter from 20 years ago stopping by, feeling guilty about whatever went down. But sometimes I pass by this place and I just get this fucking sad, awful feeling like, what's going on in there?
Bugonia is a perfect study of two dueling worldviews that collide in the kidnapping and the pretty brutal at times torture and humiliation of Michelle Fuller, as Teddy attempts to force her to admit she's an Adromedan and gain access to her mothership. Yorgos brought on his team, including cinematographer Robbie Ryan, who turns Bugonia into an insanely stylized film that uses color to really intensify the experience on screen, musician Jerkskin Fendrix, and the editor Yorgos, aka Blackfish, who has worked with Yorgos Lanthimos on his last few projects. It's up for 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actress for Emma Stone, whose head was shaved for this role, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Original Score.
Krikubela. Kridire kantari. Antiritari. Kalpera tinishera. Kurkuki. Tukinikinsham.
Before I introduce the panel, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Then hit that bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. Super chats are now open. If you have any pressing questions, send us a super chat, which helps me maintain the expenses for the show, which I'm obligated by the rules of the Geneva Convention to stop everything and ask the panel. Another way to help us out is to become a patron and give us money every month. In exchange, you get access to all of our after parties, bonus content. We'll tell you even more movies we watched recently. Patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. We have a Movie Night Extravaganza Discord. There's an invite link in the episode description, and we have a Letterboxd HQ account. So those are 2 more places to follow along with us. Our show gets simulcast, or if we're not on at regular time, played later on This Space. This Space is a working class independent media collective. YouTube.com/ThisSpaceTV. Subscribing really helps out, or even more, sharing content from This Space and encouraging others to do the same. By working together, we can break through the algorithm. Okay, let me introduce the illustrious panel. Conan Neutron is the co-host and senior producer for Movie Night Extravaganza, host of Protonic Reversal, an independent Film Critics of America film critic, and the frontman for the band Conan Neutron and Secret Friends. Check out his music at neutronfriends.bandcamp.com. Kristina Oakes is a co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza, a streamer on Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, a host at This Space, hosting Kristina's Corner, and is across social media at Cosmopolitics and on Letterboxd at Kristina. Forrest and Kristina have a second show, The Absurdity Space, live on This Space on Wednesdays at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Josh Duggan is the co-host of the SVU podcast, Munch My Benson, and the nostalgia-driven movie podcast, On Time Rewind, as well as a Substack writer, joshdugan.substack.com. I, of course, am your host, who may or may not be an Adromedan, Forrest Miller. 99% of what's called activism is really personal exhibitionism and brand maintenance in disguise.
I mean, where's the lie, really? But Josh, welcome back. It's good to have you, man.
Howdy.
Figure we started dialectic, get the conversation going,
Oh, yeah.
Dialogue
great
is
to be
the
back.
impression of a salesman.
Andromedan, translator, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm convinced that Emma Stone went into some kind of method actor corporate retreat language training because she's so freaking good. She's so freaking good as just effortlessly putting out, especially we first see her in that they're doing that video, right? And she's so effortless at being that person.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced she had to have gone just attend to one of those trainings.
I think she also studied that that Elizabeth Holmes lady to contact.
Oh yes,
that kind of specific cadence, that tone in her voice too. I was like, where I've heard this before.
Yeah. No, it's that girl boss CEO. And what a wonderful bit. Not to just get right into it necessarily, but the whole and of course, everyone can leave early, but if you have work to do, make sure, stick around to make sure you finish up your work, of course. Don't feel like you have
no overtime. What?
Yeah.
It's such a good bit because it's hits so close to home, which is kind of like Yorgos's love language, right?
Which is interesting. Talking about the screenplay of this, which is written by Will Tracy, who is a former editor-in-chief of The Onion, and who did The Menu. That was his big project before that. And it's interesting that he only saw Save the Green Planet, the movie this is based on, once, and basically, I guess probably took notes or whatever, but then just kind of from memory reconstructed this entire South Korean movie from 2003, which you could tell like a huge difference between like the Emma Stone character or like gender swapped characters like the autistic cousin Don, like all of these kinds of changes kind of work in tandem with like the time period or like the time capsule of each of these films. So it's like the girl boss CEO is such a more dynamic character now, whereas who they kidnap in the and Save the Green Planet is like this.
It wasn't a thing back then. There really wasn't no girl boss CEO.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's such a modern construct, right? That's yeah. He went method too. That's right.
I should have put some antihistamine all over my face, but I look pale enough, don't I?
For the audio listeners, Josh from Afternoon Tune said that Forrest shaved his head for doing Begonia. So that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, for Begonia.
Method. Yeah, exactly. Begonia. That's why. He's so method. He did it years before, but you know.
But yeah, like it's this and the actual name of the company is Oxolith in this, which is like that's like
the most evil corporation you could think of, like named, like no good intentions here.
It's so Silicon Valley. It feels like every corporation that we have today. That's like this, the new evil corporation that pops out of nowhere, pretty much out of Silicon Valley. It's always like two words that have just been kind of shoved together. It's like Oxolith is like the perfect version of that.
Or they're lifted from Tolkien.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Well, and it makes stuff that I and the rest of us come up with as a bit on this show look like genius by comparison. It's always like so much stupider than you possibly could ever imagine. Yeah. And I got a great imagination. But I have not seen Save the Green Planet. Forrest, I know you watch. I did not.
I've seen it.
Watch it.
I saw it.
Okay.
I've seen
I'm
it
the only
twice.
one that hasn't seen it.
Wow.
I know. Well, I got a tour coming up.
What do you do in your free time? Watch movies for the Criterion Challenge?
just sitting around with my dick in my hand. Apparently, I don't know. But so I'm curious because that was not a movie that I knew anything about, and like it's very Conan Neutron coded. Like it's definitely a movie I feel like it's like one of those things where like I either saw it when it came out or I have no idea it exists. You know,
watching it back to back with this is very interesting because it literally like the two movies do feel like they're in conversation with each other, but it feels like it's coming out of like a guy's memory, remembering each scene.
That kind of rocks though. Like, what if every adaptation was like that? You know, I mean, I almost feel like I didn't love it, but I almost feel like that's like the Edgar Wright Running Man. Like it is closer to the book, but
there's a feeling like that when I remember I rewatched for the millionth time The Departed, and then I watched Infernal Affairs.
Yeah,
and I watched them and some of the shots that Scorsese did in The Departed are like obviously lifted right out of Infernal Affairs, even though the stories are very different because they're from like completely different parts of the world, telling the same kind of similar story.
Yeah, but it is sort of like the half remembered. Which maybe is better because what I don't have a lot of time for the Gus Van Sant Psycho. You know what I mean? Where it's like, all right, respect. You did that. You did a shot-for-shot remake with checks notes of Vince Vaughn.
I think you're also
don't remind me.
I think you're more likely to make a better movie.
Yeah,
which I would say Bugonia is better than Save the Green Planet. I had remembered liking it more, and then when I rewatched it for this, I was like, oh, this strikes a tone that I'm not wild about.
It's kind of like that thing that we discussed. Like, it's like, oh, maybe some movies that didn't necessarily hit the mark, but could be remade or even like in a different language. Maybe some they take a bunch of stuff. It's very inspired by. This is the movie where it's like, yes, this is where it actually like is a thing and it worked.
Well, ironically, one of those movies that we talked about, I said The Running Man, but I don't think Edgar Wright did it, frankly. But because everyone loves The Running Man, I'm like, yeah, but have you seen it lately? Like, it's not amazing. Like, there's some cool stuff there, but it's not great. And then the Edgar Wright Running Man there's cool things about it. It's fine, but like
Ocean's 11 jumps out as another that's sort of like, no, the remake is like actually
1,000 times better.
Although Ocean's 11, it's like how easy is it really to do like a Rat Pack style like.
It's like we put Brad Pitt, George Clooney, like all these people together because they're typically our Rat Pack sort of
Hollywood. For the heist, and then how did anyone get a heist done?
And not that we're going to get into Ocean's 11 discourse necessarily, but like it corresponding along with the same time as Mad Men becoming popular is sort of like, oh, let's there are certain aspects of the 50s that are kind of stylish and cool and interesting to a younger generation because they didn't have to deal with it. That wasn't like people that were telling them like,
you see,
you can't do this or that.
It's like, like not to talk about Bridgerton, but I'm seeing more girls dressed like all Regency era stuff because certain things are becoming like appealing. It's like how we do like how Gen Z likes to make fun of millennials and yet they're wearing like Y2K style clothing.
Yeah. So you're able to recontextualize things and do so in a way that makes it interesting. So I mean, it's kind of, frankly, those movies, as like ridiculous as they are, some of Soderbergh's best. I mean, they're pretty badass, frankly, because they do the exact thing that they're meant to do. And I miss that purpose-driven filmmaking. Everything tries to be, first of all things to all people. Secondly, prestige, and not everything should or could be prestige. See F1.
That's Oscar nominated F1.
Oscar nominated Best Picture nominee. F1. And you know what? Like, and Bugonia was like, will Bugonia make it into Best Picture? I don't know.
It's a Yorgos Lanthimos Emma Stone start. So honestly, I feel like that's like if it's like a certain like checklist at this point where it's like Emma Stone's in it, Yorgos Lanthimos directed it. Boom. Okay, Best Picture.
Honestly, I was never in doubt, but for the reasons you mentioned, not for any other reason. And it's interesting because we have really, as you mentioned in the intro, Forrest, we covered Poor Things, which I loved, one of my favorite movies of the year. We covered Kinds of Kindness that did anybody cover Kinds of Kindness? Just us, I think.
It was such an interesting, like, sadistic experiment. Like, I can't imagine like a lot of film reviewers are like more up and like this like being able to really complete that because it's like the whole film is like doused in sadism.
Yeah, it's just very mean. It's a very mean movie, and it's this is sort of the natural culmination, I think, of that. What he was going for with those movies, which is like a real exploration of like that side of like the human spirit and sort of the. Do we deserve to exist? ...
Which is ironic then that he was actually not supposed to direct it. It was supposed to be Jang Joon-hwan, the original director of
the guy who did the first
was
movie,
going to come here and move to America, and then he had some kind of health problem. I don't know if anyone really went into what it was, and he was like, I can't change my environment and like move to America for this amount of time.
I don't blame him. Who would want to
move here? Your system's so great.
Yeah, exactly. Best in the world, right? Yeah.
If you're rich,
that's great. It's aces.
My health problem is bronchitis.
But I feel like when it comes to this is probably Yorgos' most like intimate movie. Very simple setting, takes place in a span of a few days with some flashbacks. While Poor Things takes like months, maybe years at best.
And it's expansive. There's huge sets, big production design, right?
Yeah. And even The Favorite was more like, yes, it takes place in a span of a certain time period, which I'm surprised we haven't covered The Favorite. That's like my favorite one.
We did The Favorite?
Yeah. We covered The Favorite. Yeah.
When?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Jesus Christ, was I there? I don't remember.
Maybe you weren't. I don't know. I'm not going to look.
But
it was great. We talked about the duck race and everything. It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're like duck racing. Yeah, why not? Sure.
But again, like this is like Yorgos' most like small, intimate, very few casting. You got Stavi in there, and that's like when I put out that he got in them. I was like
June 11th, 2024, and you were there.
Oh man, real time fact check. Damn. Ruthless.
Man, my memory's going
obviously it made a huge impression on you. I remember that being a good episode. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But anyway, but I think you're right. And Forrest, you're the first one to bring up to me of just like the fact that post Favorite, into Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and this, there's kind of like a corollary between all of them, right?
Yeah.
And this definitely feels.
I just assumed that this was a natural culmination of that. Like I didn't go like after watching it, right, until researching it a little bit. I didn't realize that it wasn't something that he had initiated
like
as a project. Yeah.
I mean, did he? Like I don't know.
They were like, hey, here's you could probably do it. They probably were like, what? Who would be good at doing something like this? Yorgos Lanthimos. Because
literally. They sent the script. They sent the screenplay around when it was finished. Will Tracy sent it around because it was Aster and it was Lars Knudsen, like the two guys that they were the ones that made Eddington this year too.
Right, which is funny because I love Eddington. I really do hope we cover on the show eventually. But like Eddington and Bugonia are definitely birds of a feather for this year.
Yeah,
stick together.
For just excellent feel bad cinema that is also like woof.
Yeah,
too close to home. Yeah. Well, and both of them really, but in different ways. Yeah. Josh, I'm curious. What's your relationship with Yorgos Lanthimos? Not like personally, but I mean like with
I sadly don't have a personal one. If I did, I might still be living in LA.
Yeah.
So I loved The Favorite. I loved Killing of a Sacred Deer. I loved what's the one right before that? The Lobster.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Kinds of Kindness.
It's basically 3 different movies in one.
Yeah.
Of varying quality.
It's a very miserable triptych, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's just called, a miserable triptych.
It takes
That's basically what you know how movies have different titles and they ship to different countries because that's basically what Kinds of Kindness was labeled. I can confirm.
And by the way, another one that we like rushed to cover like right when it came out, and we were the only ones.
Afraid.
Oh, sure, okay, sure. Yeah, Beau's Afraid, Kinds of Kindness, Materialist.
It's the Ari Aster, Yorgos Lanthimos thing again.
Yeah, Materialist was just.
But I am a fan. I really dug this. I thought this was so much better than Save the Green Planet. Again, I liked Save the Green Planet when I saw it like 20 years ago, but I hadn't thought about it and I remembered almost nothing. And when I saw it now, I was like, oh, okay. I've seen Bugonia twice. It was kind of like, yeah, they definitely made a lot of choices that were for the betterment of the story here.
Yeah, which some of them were in fact made by Jang Joon-hwan, who actually was the one that came up with the idea that it's his autistic like cousin and not
modernize it.
Yeah, so he had a bunch of ideas of stuff that he wanted to change, and then eventually he like kind of dropped out of the project. But some of the ideas in the scripts that were different were actually his, because he's still the executive producer.
Yeah, it's a. I feel like this is very much a movie of the moment, and what's interesting about that is that I also feel like One Battle After Another is very much a movie of the moment.
Yeah,
and that's like the easy favorite to be, so to speak.
A lot of movies of the moment
of Best Picture. But like, it's interesting that we're getting more of that and then being more abjectly political. Eddington redacted to a black site, just like Beau's Afraid. Like nowhere to be found. Ironically, which would be a scene in Eddington and Beau's Afraid, But One Battle After Another, getting all the praise because it's PTA. But I think Bugonia just barely it's one for the freaks. Really. Yeah. And I say that as a self-confessed freak.
I mean, it's interesting removing like Eddington to a black site. Martin Scorsese, after Hereditary, basically had taken in Ari Aster as like this is a man of film. This is somebody that I really want to promote. So there's so many conversations with Martin Scorsese and Ari Aster that they put out every time one of his films comes out. Like Martin Scorsese is like one of his biggest champions, and it's funny that it's probably not because of this, but he's kind of his films have been redacted to a black site the same way that like Martin Scorsese for years was getting like full disrespect from the Academy, and despite doing everything he really could to like save filmmaking or to bring international.
And what a guy to have in your corner, Martin Scorsese. You could do a lot worse.
Yeah,
I mean, goddamn.
There are a few who give as many shits.
Yeah,
as Martin Scorsese does.
It just feels like this movie is Ari Aster. Not having Yorgos directed, but the way that this was originally framed, where it was going to be, the director of the original movie coming here to do his own version in America, feels very Scorsese. Like it feels like the kind of thing Scorsese does to promote international filmmaking. And then of course, Yorgos ended up being the guy.
Right, exactly. Well, and it's the guy. I like that there being an alliance of the freaky deeks, where people that are like the outsider cinema that is still like allowed in mainstream circles, so to speak. They have an alliance. Great. Why can't we get that in politics, by the way? But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So the plot of this movie.
Where's an opposition party? Can we find one of those somewhere? Thank you.
What is that? What are
an
you talking
opposition
about?
party?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what that is here.
I'm very confused.
Oh, is that like a party where everyone's in opposition to each other?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You stand opposite one another and you just kind of talk.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Cool.
It's a whole thing.
Michelle Fuller, the CEO of the pharmaceutical conglomerate Oxalith, again, Oxalith. This show is sponsored, of course, by Oxalith. Is abducted by conspiracy theory Teddy Gatz, his autistic cousin Don. Teddy's mother Sandy previously participated in a clinical trial for an Oxalith drug that renders her comatose.
Okay, so wow. First of all, we're coming in hot with a lot of plot that like is a lot of setup, right? So the abduction, straight Coen brothers, and I mean that in the fact that like she gets the better of them so quickly and so efficiently that like I was howling in the theaters when I first saw it. By the way, once again, the only person laughing. I'm like, are you people dead inside?
Because in the
like,
beginning, she's training too. Like, there's a lot of things missing. Like, we get to see a little bit what a day in her life is like too.
You're so right. We see it. We don't get told.
She's not doing yoga on bath towels.
Right.
Yeah, and they're also wearing Jennifer Aniston mask, which is hilarious.
It's
amazing.
One of the first things you see
Friends
in conversation is that Teddy and Don are like. Well, I was gonna say are forced to, but Don is really forced to castrate. It's chemically castrate himself.
We're skipping right past that. This summary, but
yeah,
but that's real early on in this picture. To be clear, like it's setting the stakes fairly early. Like
one of the first things.
But I just love that since we're talking about the abduction, just there's abductions that go bad, and there's whatever this was.
Yeah, it's like, oh, really? She could have actually gone away.
Well, because you see that great scene in the pool house.
Yes.
Where you see it all happen, and you're like, why are we in the pool house? And then you see the tackle. It's so good. Yeah. It's so well done.
Into the
so
Shrubs,
funny.
it's amazing. It's so funny.
But what I was saying is, while she's doing training, like, she's doing like the girl boss kind of martial arts style kind of stuff where it's like, prepare yourself, get ready for to bring it back your company. This is a new era, like kind of doing all this physical training. They're chemically castrating themselves and kind of sitting around and like they're not doing the same kind of physical endurance kind of stuff that she's doing. So when the clash happens, it's like,
really?
It's like two chickens running around with their head.
Well, because they go to the store and like you kind of get a little like you're getting a glimpse of hearing about it from their perspective, right? And then you have like just the slightest hint of the YouTube rabbit hole for what this is, and then you like because it's a Yorgos Lanthimos movie, chemical castration, to remove distractions, right? The normal thing that we all think of.
You can't have sexual urges. What that gets in the way of the cause.
And it's so heartbreaking too because the cousin Don, the first thing he says is like, I kind of thought one day I wanted to be with somebody, and he's like, no, you've got to physically prepare yourself for this. We're saving the world.
Poor Don.
But you realize like throughout this entire thing how much crazier Teddy is than anything would really. Yeah.
Okay. I do take issue with that because he's not crazy.
He's not. Well,
turns out he's right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's right.
We don't.
He's right. And I went into this. I didn't remember Save the Green Planet well enough to know that, like, to remember, like, it had been 20 plus years. I really didn't remember. But I went into this. I made a conscious choice to watch this from the perspective that he was right. And as I watched more and more of the movie, I was like, I'm going to actually be pissed if he's not right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a cop out. And like, I think the way that this movie works is him being right. But if you watch it, I happen to go in.
He's right, but he's mentally and physically broken, right? Like this world has broken him. And
that's what the Andromedans want.
Yeah. But when he actually realizes he's right, there's a dejection to it. Like he's given up so much by that point that he's like he's physically like kind of deflates and like.
Well, but he's also like he has been tricked into killing his mom.
Yeah,
like
and
there are extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, of course.
That
we're getting way ahead on this, but
Don's dead, his mom is dead.
But the back and forth of because I didn't know, I'd never seen Save the Green Planet. And when I watched it real early, so I didn't have to deal with like spoilers that come in like the second the movie first airs, right? And the back and forth just shows how great the performances are. That you're like, I don't know, maybe. Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
But,
I counted 8 times where I did that back and forth.
Yeah, and it's such a great. It's like this is a false. This is actually her trying to trick him, but like, and then like it just adds layers of just like what. And if this was any other year, because the performances year for all the categories very strong, right?
Yeah.
If this was like a weaker year for performances, there wouldn't be any question about like who would be winning. Like
both.
Except
for Jesse. luckily, but
Well, wrong. Jesse got nominated, frankly.
Wrong. Wrong.
Not to jump to the spreadsheet, but I picked Jesse Plemons as best actor on the spreadsheet.
I know, which is invalid. It's not going to count. It's like voting for Colonel.
Oh,
Sanders.
I know, but like that was a statement. That was a statement from me. I know it doesn't count, but as my pick, it's him.
So so Teddy has come to believe that Michelle is a member of a malignant alien species known as Andromedons, who are killing Earth's honeybees, destroying communities, and forcing humans into numb subservience.
Right. I mean, talk about being of the moment, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the colony collapse disorder has only in the past few years kind of entered popular lexicon, because that was like something that I was reading about like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear about it in movies. It was like a kind of a niche, like whatever, nerd push. Kind of like.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Please Clean Lilo and Stitch making a big stink about like the mosquitoes for some reason. I was like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that as well, like how essential certain things are needed, like So
it's ecology, right? Like it's
ecology.
Yeah.
But specifically, the bees. Losing the bees being like the beginning of the end of civilization as like a thing that people just know now. Like, for the wrong reasons, I might add, but I mean, it's interesting. Well, because that was also not to get ahead of ourselves, but the score, which goes, the score is wonderful in this. He didn't get to see the movie. He was just given 3 words. 3 words.
It was 4.
Was it 4?
I'm an alien. Just kidding.
No, it was bees, spaceship, right? What was that?
Old Emily, which is Emma.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. What the fuck was it?
But this was the sum totality of the direction. He didn't see the movie. He didn't see the dailies. He didn't see the sets. It was just like,
here's some words to go with that.
And it's so good. Like it's such a good score in a year of like great scores. Also
Bees basement spaceship. Emily Bald.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, and if there's anything to remember from the movie,
those are the things.
So spaceships are represented by purely orchestral music, basement represented by the purely synthesizer music, and then bees represented by a combination of both orchestral and synthesizer sounds.
Yeah.
I like how like when we're on the opening title cards, it's just that like the drone of the bees, but it's got this otherworldly element to it.
Yeah,
like that's how it starts with the black title cards and that for like 30 seconds, and it definitely like puts you on edge from the jump.
It's off-putting from the beginning. Yeah, you're right.
The term Bugonia is an ancient Greek term, and it means progeny from an ox. It's the belief, is this ritual that they believe ritualistically honeybees can come out of the decaying corpse of an ox. So that's the literal term, which is kind of a fascinating. Like that they chose that one as.
It's pretty freaky, Yorgos.
So Teddy and Don imprison Michelle in their basement, shave her head to stop her from sending signals.
Let's not dance past that too. That's kind of like, because the first time I'm like, what?
Because they shave her head on camera.
Yeah.
Well, and there's like a back and forth about it. He's trying to do it. He's not doing a very good job of it. Just like the whole abduction. Like there's a whole thing with it. But yeah, she actually had her head shaved on camera for this. So
off. Can't have her communicating with the mothership.
Yeah, exactly. F off Jared Leto is what I was trying to say. But yeah,
one of the things they built the house in the film. They built the house from scratch as a set.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah,
and they built a bunch of hexagons into it. To like represent the bees.
But like so all of a sudden there was like a house kind of sprung up from nothing, and everything in the house had been designed so that like even if they weren't going to use something like the refrigerator or the cabinets, they all had things in them that could be like pulled out of them. Like the whole house was just designed as it could be a functional house.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, I just found that out today, so I was.
We're somehow in the third sentence of this.
I hope they're putting it up as an Airbnb.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if you can live. I don't know if it's
Georgia, right?
I don't know if it's functional enough to live in, but
I'm not sure. I know some of this stuff is in. A lot of it was shot in England.
Oh.
But the exterior, I know obviously the exterior is like when he's in town, that's all in Georgia. But
see, I've heard you can tell if you listen closely to the bees' accents.
Yes. Buzz. Yes.
I say, buzz, sir.
Yeah, shave her head and cover her body in antihistamine cream to prevent her from sending out a distress signal to other Andromedons. Teddy,
which seems like real like psychopath stuff, but turns out, whoops, he's right.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean he's right, but it's so crazy to watch it, right? Like the way that he's. Teddy explains that she has 4 days to negotiate a meeting with the Andromedan Emperor before an upcoming lunar eclipse, which will allow the Andromedan mothership to enter Earth's atmosphere undetected.
You know what movie I watched also recently, because it was given that Hard Candy with Elliot Page and Patrick Wilson, because his character is like, you are a pedophile, you are this, he's like, I'm not, I was just there. Like it's like, it's trying to, beat into like, you are this thing, you got to do what I say. There's that it was given that for some reason. Like when I was watching this, I was like, this sounds very much like Hard Candy.
Because it puts us on the back foot in that same way of like not knowing what is actually true.
The thing that they're being claimed to be, or
and that's kind of and that's one of the things that's like it fits so wonderful with the current moment. But I mean, the world we live in, things are spoiled like the second the movie comes out. There's like memes about it, like before the first showing's done.
Which is why I was so happy that when I saw this, it was a week before it came out in theaters because I was at Woodstock Film Festival. And so I got to see it. I got to see it before I knew anything about it. And then when they were saying what the movie was about, they didn't even give like a synopsis to the guy. So he was just like, "Well, I looked up Bugonia. This is what it means." And then he turned on the movie.
Well, because there's so much to parse here, and so much that kind of meets the moment politically, but also so much that is just pure badass, fantastical sci-fi. But you don't know if it's just all in the mind of this conspiracy theorist or not, right? And that's that's the advantage. Because for me, I never saw that Save the Green Planet. I was like, I don't know. He thinks she's an alien, is she? I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Invasion of the Bystanders.
Right, exactly. Because there's any number of things it could be, especially because, again, as mentioned, the performances was as they go back and forth. If you don't know that, you're kind of on, well, I don't know, could be. But it's so well executed in that way. And part of that's a script, but a lot of that is a performance as well. And Jesse Plemons, I think Emma Stone's won an Oscar at this point. She's doing great. Two Oscars, you're right.
And I got one right.
You did. It's why you won that year. And you're never going to let me forget it, I know. But Plemons still somehow kind of underrated. Famously, I am not a Civil War fan. I did not like that movie. I think that movie was misadvertised and also not very good. But that Jesse Plemons scene is freaking amazing. Yeah. Give him like the Ned Beatty and Network Award. Or the Fableman's Award.
He said, "What kind of Andromedan are you?"
So what I'm getting at is that Plemons, just one of the better character actors out there working, that has yet to really see some flowers from that, and that's interesting. Because I saw him like most people in Breaking Bad, I was like, oh yeah, it's
or Friday Night Lights with Michael B. Jordan.
I was just gonna white power Matt Damon. That's what I was getting at. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of it, I think it's so hard to pigeonhole his like as a character actor, right? Like what his thing is, because he's been a psychopathic Nazi in Breaking Bad, who's who's like a little bit more sympathetic than the other Nazis, but like only this much. He's been in Fargo. Like the next thing he did was that season of Fargo, where he met Kirsten Dunst and they got married.
Love story unfolded.
Yeah, and just to be clear, as an aside, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. Kirsten Dunst always watches all the movies for the Oscars, and is very proud of it. Which
Ariana Grande's the same way. She's like, I'm in the Academy now. If you're in the Academy, you better be watching all the fucking movies, people.
Hey, you think that
every year it's the same Oscar discourse? Like, I don't like this person. I didn't watch that. That movie's too long, and it's like,
now they actually have to if they're going to vote.
They have to write like a 50-page essay, right, Josh? That's what I've heard.
I wish they have to like actually verify somehow. There's like a rubric by which they have to verify that they've seen the movie.
In summary, Bugonia is a study in contrast.
Yes.
Okay.
That would rule, and they would have to like be published. I would love that. That'd be great.
After having tortured Michelle with electricity,
crazy. By the way, that scene was. I was like, oh.
It was really hard to watch.
Yeah.
Teddy deems her a high psychological tolerance to execution, or high physiological tolerance to the electrocution, as evidence that she's actually a high-ranking member of the Adromedan royal family. Now they have kings and queens over there. Teddy and Don release Michelle from the basement under careful supervision and invite her upstairs for dinner.
Can I just say, and I said this in our watch party, sorry, Kristina, but like the Green Day music drop when this is happening,
Yes.
like, I would live for like a placement like that, please.
Yeah.
By all means, because it's and I call that like the Reservoir Dogs stuck in the middle with you exercising contrast. Where it's just like, oh, there's really like happy, peppy music and like the worst thing you could possibly imagine happening on screen at the same time. So,
yeah.
But here, like Basket Case is like, you know, feeding into the like his mindset too. You know,
sure.
I
It's
mean,
a little closer.
totally, it is the same. You know, the same like beast is stuck in the middle with you. But
yeah,
I mean,
I'm just saying, hit me up for a placement, people. Come on.
I mean, it's kind of like with James Gunn when he does his Neil Jots for very specific scenes in like his movies too. Like you see it with Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad, and same thing with Superman with Mr. So like it's like
the Louis Prima song.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
great.
well, and Guardians.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like, you know, it's like, oh, this is really not what's going on, but it kind of does work with the vibe of the scene, surprisingly. And that's what this song does.
So yeah, while Emma Stone's character is being tortured, Green Day is playing. For those that, for whatever reason, are listening to this and haven't seen the movie, which, by the way,
and you're probably going, wait, what? It's a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
But there's like
Spoiler alert! Way after the fact that we've already revealed that she's an alien.
I mean, I don't. If we're the ones that are finding out about this, sorry, but
sorry,
she's an alien.
You shouldn't have been watching it.
What?
This will be up forever.
Yeah, exactly. Let's come back when you're ready.
Also, may I say the spaghetti and meatballs are kind of mid? I'm like, why is there not enough sauce? I like my noodles covered in sauce.
They have such a, like an interesting
good spaghetti representation in this picture. You're right. Yeah.
They have such an interesting like back and forth throughout this whole thing. Like the entire scene where he's like all kinds of shibboleths, and she's like,
he says
shibboleth. Yeah, he's shibboleth, and she's like, and he's like, that's what I said. And she goes, I guess grammar is a false Andromedan construct as well. Like there's all,
which is the
like
your asterisk your like which is the big liberal. Well, got you on that one, didn't I? Of like, yeah, they don't fucking care. They don't care. It doesn't matter. But that's such a good bit.
This is a different, like, this is even worse because what it really is it's picking apart the privilege of having like a formal education versus being an autodidact. And so like if you go through the effort to like read about things, but you're just reading about them and not like hearing the word used in your day-to-day life, you're not actually going to know how it's pronounced. So it's exactly. It's a classist thing going on here, even worse than the bullshit liberal like your apostrophe re shit. You know, like
you're right. It works on both
You
levels.
wouldn't know how to pronounce it.
And as an autodidact myself, respect. You know, as someone who's both erudite, loquacious, and an autodidact.
Yeah.
Well, I kill it at Scrabble too, bitch.
Another line that I wanted to. There's no payoff. There's no money. There's no legal system. There's no Congress. There's no America. There's no global democratic order. Like it hits so hard in this moment where it really does feel like none of those things exist anymore, and we're in the process of transformation to something both worse and more terrifying, right? Like, and so it makes sense, even if he wasn't right, why you would come to this conclusion. Like, something's so fucking wrong with society. Something's so wrong with everything with this last 80 years of basically having a liberal international order that everybody, quotes all the time, even though nobody really ever lived up to it. But like the falling apart of that, like you have this kind of, it resonates in this moment where it's like everything's already kind of coming apart.
Yeah. And you're right. It's that element. It's that part of meeting the moment, right? Like being this great unease of this, like, we all know things are wrong, nobody is fixing it, nobody seems to be coming to save us, so on and so on.
And we're watching soul collapse in the same way that like the colony collapse disorder is happening. We're watching all of our institutions and our system and like the entire global system really collapsed in front of us, and no one's really reacting to it. And it's like,
and there doesn't seem to be any repercussions, even if they did. It's like, okay.
And also too, with like conspiracy theories, there's a lot of shit that's real, but the problem is people cannot handle the reality, so they make stupid shit up, like Jeffrey Epstein's DNA is in the COVID vaccines or some weird shit like that. And I'm like, the reality of what really went down is bad enough. You got to make up shit.
Right.
The reality is,
and come on, we all know it's the microchips. It's not his DNA.
Yes.
It was Jeffrey Jones's DNA.
Oh, yeah. We're all going to go after those truant children now.
Yeah, friend of the show.
You got the Jeffrey Jones vaccine? I got the Ghislaine Maxwell, COVID vaccine.
Just famous sex offenders. They have different vaccines. Boutique.
The one that everyone wanted was the Donald Trump, but I don't know. He only made a few of those.
Yeah, exactly. It was high premium. Thank you.
Teddy and Don release Michelle from the basement under careful supervision and invite her upstairs for dinner. The tense meal culminates in a physical fight, ultimately interrupted by the arrival of Casey, a local deputy sheriff, and Teddy's childhood babysitter who's searching for Michelle.
Dude,
the laugh that I let out in the theater, like it was a Cape Fear style moment. Where I saw Stav walk up, and I knew Stav was in the movie because he had like posted about it. But I saw him walk up and then start talking about like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about what I did to you," and I just started laughing. And I felt like everyone was like, "What the fuck is this psychopath laughing about?"
Which and the converse of that is that as alert fans of the show know, I covered this movie with Eileen Jones, friend of the show, Eileen Jones, on her show Film Suck, filling in for Dolores. Had no idea who Stavros was. No idea. She's like, oh yeah, he's very good. He's great, very good, very good. Well, I know who he is. Tell her. But she had no idea. She's like, oh yeah, he's a really good character actor. I'm like, okay, so you're not familiar. Okay, all right. But it was fascinating because like she writes for Jacobin. And it's like, all right, but I can see where she wouldn't know about Comb Town.
Well, this was this was his first like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, someone like that clued in was just like. He's really good in that. He's a great actor.
I was watching, him on John Marco's podcast, and he was talking about how he got the role and shit like that. And I was like,
Yorgos actually contacted him. Yorgos was like, hey, I like your stuff, and I think you're interested like a person. You want to be in my film, and of course he's also Greek.
The fuck
Greek.
Yeah, it's the Pan-Hellenic Council. Like they get together and.
Yeah, but he is quite good, and we see him earlier. He stops the Jesse Plemons character going to work on his bike, right? And you're kind of like, oh, what's this going to be about? You know, does he know that like someone's been abducted? I was like, no, it's just, it turns out it's far more mundane and self-involved, which is actually perfect.
Hey, want to catch up?
You get these great scenes, right, where it's a bomb in a room. We know that Emma Stone is locked up downstairs, but the cop doesn't know. And so they're just having this freaking conversation where he's trying to absolve himself for having committed the most horrendous thing possible upon him. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's just trying to get him the F out of the house because he has someone locked up downstairs.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that he molested him as a kid or whatever. It's more to do with, I got a woman locked downstairs in the basement.
And he's dismissing that wholesale because, again, bomb in the room. We know what Jesse Plemons' character knows, but the fucking cop doesn't. So, and then he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll show you the bees. Sure, whatever."
And he keeps having I love the line, and it didn't really stick out to me until we rewatched it. But I love the line where he's like, "There's the cake," and he's like, "Uh-oh, my arch enemy, right? My arch enemy."
Yeah. It's so good because it's such a lived-in role that. Talk about the perfect dude for that, right? It's like if you can't get Danny DeVito, get Stavi, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny though. The other two things he's really been in that are like is the Shane Gillis tires show they did on Netflix where he works at like a tire dealership or whatever, and he comes in some episodes, and then he wrote his own movie with his friends for Netflix and got like paid money to Let's Start a Cult, I think it's called.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So while Dawn takes Michelle back to the basement and changes her to the floor, knocking her unconscious with the stock of a shotgun, Teddy distracts Casey by showing him the apiary in the background, and then I'll pass it off to Kristina.
So yeah,
All
apiary. By the way,
That's
beehive.
fine.
You could just say beehive, but sure, apiary. Fine.
I'm reading the.
I know.
You're like clicking on the thing.
Look, I know what an apiary is. I literally used to read the dictionary for fun. Of course, I know what an apiary is.
Nerd.
This guy's fucking bragging over here.
But I'm the same way. That like I used to be like very loquacious. But I pulled that same thing where I like pull out like a $12 word and like that's not how you say that. I'm like, oh, whoa, my bad. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of times that's the difference between someone who's learned from reading versus someone who's learned from like a professor reading them. And telling them
it doesn't mean they're dumb. It just means that they like maybe they're a different kind of learner. Maybe they didn't have a different kind of education. Again, they self-taught. Blah blah blah. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, the bees, not the bees.
So when Michelle regains consciousness, she offers to help Don if he reports Teddy to the police. Smart move.
She's working. The whole time she's like working on them, right? She's always operating, which is
another one of those moments where it's like, is she kind of like a corporate psychopath or is she an alien? It's like
once the light starts flaring in the basement, that's the last point at which you could like, I think reasonably, withhold disbelief at all about like that's the point at which it's like, oh no, she's clearly an Andromedan.
Yeah. So Don replies that he only wants to go to outer space with Michelle, and after she promises to take him, he shoots himself in the head.
Which was a moment when I saw it in the theater. I mean, it's so hard to fucking watch, but it's a moment when I saw it in the theater, everyone gasped like collectively.
Yeah.
Well, because she's like, yeah, sure, anywhere you want. Yeah, let me out of here.
He's like, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Let's go. And then you're like, oh, no. And of course, because think about that.
Even she's
that
like
character, and think about like what he's been going through, and like what kind of person he is. And
because he said that he's sad already because of the chemical castration. Yep. Like he's definitely like he's feeling a little crazy, is what he's also said. So I think that. This is his way out.
Yeah, well, this is supposed to. I mean, Teddy is supposed to be the one taking care of him because he's incredibly, like, he's very autistic.
But he's very focused on other things, like kidnapping this woman and doing something.
And that guy rocks. I mean, that's like his first movie, right? Like he's not
Aiden Delbis.
Professional actor. He's so good.
One funny thing about this moment, he said that I was watching an interview or a Q&A with him, and he said that one thing that happened on set is when he actually put the gun against his head and pulled the trigger, he didn't expect the thing to go off and then Emma Stone to get sprayed in blood. It happened so fast that he just burst out laughing. So he was sitting there, and the thing the blood capsule went off too fast for it. So like she was just squirted blood, and he just started laughing on the stairs. And they were like, "Oh man, we have to do this all over again."
It is like
we have to go hose off Emma Stone.
Yeah.
It is like almost Evil Dead level amount of blood. Like it is like, oh my God. But also, well, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. Also, accurate.
There's a thing in this whole where it's like, because of what Teddy's been through and because of the mental state that he's in, the thing that his mom did to him, which his mom's obviously a drug addict, and his mom is preparing him for this moment and covering him in tinfoil, and he's clearly not the I don't know. He's not the most stable. He's in the most stable situation in the beginning, right? So, or in the past, when you see him getting covered in that tinfoil, he's kind of failing Teddy, failing Don to take care of Don the same way that everybody had failed to take care of him.
Yeah, it's just it's sad on so many levels.
Yeah, it's giving. It kind of reminds me, the end of Mice and Men.
Sure.
When Lenny turns around and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, but he Lenny'd himself.
Yeah, basically. It's like, oh no, don't do that, please.
Some Mice and Men, but on a budget, going for one actor.
Yeah, exactly.
This, by the way, is Lanthimos' most expensive movie.
Which is crazy because of how.
But they had to buy all that blood.
Yeah,
right. It all went to the blood.
Yeah,
budget.
the blood budget line item very, very high.
I feel like because Kristina, you and I were talking about this. I feel like the Poor Things production design is like so crazy and so like intense. It's like you would think it would be that. Which
it'd be like $150 million budget. No, oh, okay. This is only 42.
You know what? It all went into those cardigan jumpsuits that the aliens were wearing. That's what it was.
Move over, Alpha Sex cardigan. We got the Andromedan cardigan jumpsuits now.
There was somebody was like, they look cozy early on.
Poor Things was 35. The budget was $35 million for Poor Things. and the budget was 42 for this.
How is that possible?
Well, they're all on soundstage in Poor Things, or so much of it is
a lot of it is, and it's also, and which is a testament to there was actually a great extra about the lighting. And with the production design, it was real genius stuff of like what they did in that movie. And again, that's one of the reasons why I was kind of like low key rooting for it, even against Barbie, which was like, I mean, that was like that is the movie in Barbie. But I was like, once I saw the details of what they did with what they had, I'm like, wow, you made this look like you had like 3 times the budget you had. Yeah. That's kind of amazing.
For this, they also used they used those VistaVision cameras, the same as they did in One Battle After Another.
Thank you, Strange Darling.
This had the most VistaVision shot footage of any movie since like the 60s.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and PTA used it for
for One Battle
After Another too, right?
To get those wide shots of the of like the desert as they're going over, in the car, like the whole car chase scene.
The real F1 movie, by the way.
Well, and Giovanni Ribisi, like he's like almost single-handedly, 2 of the biggest movies of this freaking year used it. After what Brutalist used it too, right?
Yeah.
Last
year. Don't remind me that movie existed. I'm just remembering Adrian Brody's speech, still going.
He's still talking.
I still have things to
longer.
During SAG,
Cillian Murphy turning into a skeleton in the background. By the way,
during the SAG, they had that joke where they had the what was it, an insurance commercial or something where it was Adrian Brody, and he was giving his he was getting ready to do his big speech.
Yeah, it's good, solid stuff. All right, what do we got next, Kristina?
So Casey hears the gunshot, but Teddy bludgeons him to death with a shovel and returns to the basement where he discovers Don's body. Michelle convinces a frantic Teddy that a bottle of antifreeze in her car is secretly an Adromedan antidote that will cure his mother.
Alicia Silverstone, by the way, which again, I did not notice the first time.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, what? I was like, really?
Stunt casting.
As she's dying, she goes,
I'm saying.
As if.
Yeah.
Well, because it's such a, there's not a lot to the role. She's just sort of like, although there is that really cool scene, it's like the black and white style dream sequence where she's like floating in the air like a balloon, which I was like, God, that's such an arresting visual. And so many people get dreamlike stuff wrong. Like I keep thinking about that Sopranos episode, where it's like the dream and like the fish starts talking. And it's Big Pussy's voice. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, but also like your comatose mom like being like a balloon in the air while you like reenact this scene that actually happened. Also, that's cool. That's cool stuff. It's very Yorgos. That's very much his thing, and also like the utilization of like stark, austere, black and white, like German expressionism style.
Yeah, very much Yorgos's thing because we saw that in Poor Things too.
We saw it in Poor Things. I want to say, we see it in some of his other movies too. But like,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what
before we lose the Alicia Silverstone thread of this. It's obviously her second movie with Yorgos Lanthimos, the first being The Killing of the Sacred Deer, where she's supposed to be Barry Keoghan's mother.
I forgot about that because the thing is, Killing the Sacred Deer, like what you come away with on that movie, what you come in with are very different.
Yeah,
and I say that as a fan, and I'm a big fan of Barry Keoghan being a crazy freak in movies, of which that is the upper echelon.
Well, when you look at him, I don't think he could be anything else. Like, can you imagine if he was like, "Oh, I'm a guy that like works at the grocery store."
I mean, when he cheated on Sabrina Carpenter and they broke up, a lot of people are like, you know what, he ugly.
Sure, but I forgot that was her in that too, because it's like one of those things that and it's hard to again, for my generation, it's hard to describe the ubiquity of Alicia Silverstone in the 90s.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like she was the it girl. Like in the way
I was on a movie. I don't even need to say the name of the movie. It sucked. But I was on a movie that she was in, and like she came. I was on it for like a month and barely was on set. But she came in for a fitting with wardrobe at the production office, and it was weird. Like, oh fuck, that's Alicia Silverstone, and like this is like 2017. Like this is way after the fact. But it was still like hard to divorce the idea of like Alicia Silverstone in my like, fucking teenage lizard brain
Yeah.
subconscious.
Yeah.
From the reality of like this person is like in my space right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've
Also,
seen
her kooky beliefs don't help either. It's like, oh.
Well,
Yeah, she's been a vegan for like 30 years.
See, I remember that
Yeah.
one video of her like chewing and feeding her kid. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh,
well,
who
the crazy
doesn't
thing,
baby food, though?
yeah, sure. But the crazy thing is, as great as Clueless is, I think Clueless is a great movie. But it's
Yeah.
really those Desmond child penned Aerosmith videos.
Yeah, 100%.
But you got to understand, this was the last gasp of MTV as like a viable entity that monoculture wise, like everybody saw those. Everybody.
Because
saw
I'm like the couple years younger than you, but still, so that stuff was hitting when I was like hormones raging 15-year-old. Like,
See also why we know I Liv Tyler exists too.
yes.
but you also
Between
forget
that and like the Crush and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel- I
and
feel like-
Clueless rules. That's a great movie. Don't get me
Yeah, a
wrong.
lot of
Alicia
people are like, why did
Silverstone-
she end up with her stepbrother again? Because they're step siblings. It's okay. Have you
Well,
guys
well, now
not
pe-
watched
now
the
people
like
know
porno parodies? It's fine
Yeah.
as long as they're not blood related.
No, but I feel like that
Batman
she's
and
such a
Robin,
presence
sure.
in
Also,
that
it's
movie.
Paul Rudd, man. Come
He's
on.
such a presence in that movie. You forget that like
She was
people in that
Batgirl.
movie,
That's
like,
right. I forgot about that.
Wait, what? What Batman Robin movie? What are you talking about?
I've been trying to forget about that film actually, but you know, whatever.
Bad
Peace
credit
and love.
card, bad nipples. That movie. Doesn't
it's like
exist.
9/11. Never forget, man.
Okay.
But to have her come in on a prestige film with a prestige filmmaker and playing a serious role, like it makes sense why it like sort of like did not compute for me. I'm like, oh, that was, and then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I guess it was. That's crazy. You know?
But I also feel like she's such a presence in Clueless that like you forget like people like Stacey Dash and like Paul Rudd.
yeah.
Like
Another
they're,
crazy
they're,
person.
they're all
that
still
cast
with
is nuts.
Brittany
Yeah.
Murphy, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember they did all the cast of the Golden Girls did a whole spoof at one of the MTV Movie Awards one year. It was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was culturally huge. I mean, I've talked about Bram Stoker's Dracula being huge in the 90s, but Clueless was like, forget about it. You know,
I've seen that movie so many times because I found it on VHS.
When she does like that school like presentation, it's like, oh, she's doing it. She's okay, like ally, right? But you're mispronouncing the words.
crazy that Amy Heckerling, who of course did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right, and John, and also, but then also like Johnny Dangerously and like European Vacation, and the Look Who's Talking movies, which again were gigantic as well. Crazy career. Anyway, we're talking about Yorgos Lanthimos. Let's get back to Bugonia. What's next, Kristina?
Okay, so after
But Amy Heckerling, nuts career. Anyway, moving on.
After striking and dislocating Michelle's kneecap, Teddy rushes to the hospital and injects the antifreeze into Sandy's IV bag, killing her.
Woof.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Michelle retrieves the keys from Don's body and unchains herself. Exploring the basement, she finds jars of severed human body parts, along with the binder containing photographs of several other captive people Teddy suspected of being Andromedans.
She finds an album by Jars of Clay, and she finds Binders Full of Women by Mitt Romney. Yes.
It's so fucking jarring, in that moment because you're already kind of adrenaline pumping from Teddy because you know what's gonna happen. You know that it's antifreeze. There's no way that there's a cure. And you can see Teddy in real time, his brain processing it, and he's just kind of in this overloaded state where it's like, earlier in the film he would not have fallen for this, I don't think.
No.
And it's like, but he's lost without Don, and he's like fucked up from all this. He just killed his babysitter that molested him. Like, there's so much stuff that's going on at this point that he's kind of like, he's willing to believe whatever pretty much she says. So he rushes off, and then she walks into this, she's leaving, she's escaping, and she walks into this room. She sees a door, and she walks into the room, and there's like, pieces of humans just, and it's out of nowhere. Like you're really fucking jarred by it.
Yeah.
No pun
Real
intended.
Oscar Isaac,
Literally-
Dr.
literally
Frankenstein
jarred.
sort of vibes. Yeah, exactly.
Literally jars with heads in it. So that's not what I was intending to do, but
Yeah,
At
he is
least
so
he got the
desperate.
one moral victory though of killing his molester.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And he didn't even
Even though it's an afterthought, it's a complete afterthought. Like he's not even his
yeah,
primary
yeah.
concern.
But we got to throw him a bone,
Yeah, sure.
he's like an anti-hero, 2 out of 10 of the people he killed, they were in Andromedan, so we'll give him that
Yeah,
too.
they did it. Yeah.
And a molester. What?
Well,
you want to punish him for killing a molester? You like molesters?
So yeah. Go on,
So
Kristina.
infuriated by Michelle's deception, Teddy returns home and confronts her. Michelle intimidates him to the point of tears as she recounts an alternative version of his alien conspiracy. Out of guilt over accidentally causing the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, the Andromedans created humanity in their own image. Now everyone's like, oh shit, she's an alien.
Yeah, and this is the first time I saw it. I was like, "Wow, she's going deep on this." Okay, like I still thought that
she just came up with this.
And then it's when she gets to Atlantis that I'm like, "Oh, okay."
And then while there was peace at first in Atlantis, early humans experimented with their. Oh, keep going.
No, I was gonna say it throws you off because earlier in the film she has the little recording she hands him, which is just like, "I am an alien, and I'm going to return you to your mother." Like she's doing the thing where it's like she's obviously half-assing it to the point where you're like, oh, is this like the next, like she's been sitting in this basement for days. Is this the next level of that where she's like
she's committing to the bit more so she can get the heck out?
Yeah,
exactly. And that's kind of what I was thinking originally, but I didn't know, So, but yeah, it's when she gets to the next piece. Go ahead, Kristina, pick it up.
Yeah, while there was peace at first in Atlantis, early humans experimented with their genome, resulting in greater aggression and a global nuclear war that destroyed all but a few who survived an arc, and gave rise to the current more violent human race who have been destroying themselves and their planet.
Right, like we are the genetic dead end. We are the mutation.
Yeah. We're the like mutant outcast from.
Yeah. We're the bad cast offs.
Yeah, we're the virus, right? Like, but the thing that really
we're the problem. We're the baddies.
Like the early humans experimented with their own genome, right? And then they started building their own versions of themselves that are like, more willing to fight wars, more willing to kill each other. But there's so many.
Well,
so
also,
many
but to be more powerful than the Andromedans.
Yeah, but there's so many echoes. Obviously, I mean the Ark, like Noah's Ark, and then they're just making it people in their own image. Like there's this feeling of like God to it, where it's like, this is the same kind of story. This is the same story as the Bible, but it's done in like or parts of the Bible, but it's done in like this alternative narrative where it's like, obviously it's not God, it's Andromedans. And
were unicorns on the Ark though? Did Noah build the Ark for them? Like what's going on?
They were at the newsstand. They were trying to get some reading material and they missed it.
But I mean, essentially, like the 75th emperor is Zoroaster, like,
yeah.
I mean, that's like, and then every other religion that they create, like, is like trickle down religion from that. So,
but it kind of, in a way, it reminds me of the fact that this is like, Save the Green Planet, like taking a movie like that, and then you write your own kind of version of it in conversation with the other one. And in this, it's like somebody writing that, like telling their own narrative in conversation with the narrative that all of us know of the creation of humankind. It's like it kind of it scrambles your brain in a way.
Well, because it's also involving like the Atlanteans, right? But so the Atlanteans they existed. There was a thing that was the perfect race, and then like there was this effed up offshoot that it turns out being like what we know of as humanity that has been this failing experiment for thousands of years. And
I'm just glad Will Tracy's bringing a cocoon into this.
We need some Wilford Brimley in our lives, don't we?
And the latest human beings had diabetes. And that's
So the Andromedans has spent thousands of years benevolently, scenic surely is not that hard to pronounce, trying to guide humans away from their innately flawed, violent nature, which, how do you pronounce that again?
Oxalith
experiments were part of. She claims that her mothership has the information needed to save humanity and agrees to arrange a meeting between Teddy and the Andromedans at Oxalith headquarters.
But see, that's the thing
again, or not.
But that's the thing again, right? It's like she's just tricked Teddy into killing his own mom by being like, oh, well, I have this antifreeze in my car, but it's not really antifreeze. It's the cure for your mother's thing, and you'll bring her out of her coma. And then the next thing is like, oh, well, I have a way to get you to the meeting with the and she does it both in the same kind of like meandering kind of way where it sounds like she's lying.
So for my first watch, my theater watch, absent of any context or any spoiler, I was like 35% to 45% from the beginning to the end of that sort of monologue that she was an alien, but I was still like, I don't know, man. This just sounds like she's like smart as hell, and she's like knows this is her last chance to get the heck out of Dodge, right?
I also expect her to like unzip and reveal like her alien form, but
exactly. Well, yeah, and I was like, this could go either way, and I'm kind of excited. I don't really know what it's gonna be, But yeah, I was also like, I mean, like, let's buy the ticket.
I'm
take
surprised.
The ride, sure.
I'm surprised there was no discourse surrounding this movie. Like, is she an alien or not?
I figured that there would be. I mean, like Letterboxd, you'd have when you log it on Letterboxd, it says, click on the picture of the alien, and it has like a Emma Stone's head.
Yeah,
it's like a 6-point. It's a good little extra.
People
I was like,
pick the wrong movie to fight about, in my opinion. It's kind of weird.
So yeah, I mean that. So all right, yeah. So she claims the mothership's has the information needed to save humanity and agrees to arrange a meeting. Right. So okay, moving on. They arrive at the office. And Michelle says she'll try to initiate contact using a calculator on her desk. By the way, wasted opportunity with the calculator. Yeah, exactly. You know I'm going with that. Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
boobs. That's not like the only words you could write on a calculator is hello and boobs.
That was one of my first thoughts too. It was like, yeah,
of course,
calculator.
But I love it. It's like, oh, yeah, it's a really long code. I got to input it on here, and like,
yeah, and it sounds like she's lying. Like
it sounds like BS. And then
they're like I don't remember all the code numbers. I have a certain way of doing it. They're typing in. Like,
and he keeps interrupting her too, which is also annoying and like hilarious.
Well, also too, like I know people who work for like the government. They have their own like government phones or whatever, like working for like SRS, the nuclear plant, whatever. And my friends would be like, yeah, my dad has like a 50 digit password to get into like his crap, and I'm like, really, 50?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've done it myself. It sucks. It's not great. But it's also like, ideally, it's there's usually big money involved, and so you're like, all right, well, I guess this is what I'm getting paid for, remembering this long ass number. And you find ways to do it, right? I could explain why. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Yeah. So Teddy reveals himself to be wearing a homemade explosive suicide vest. Because, of course, was anyone surprised by that? How do we think it was going to go?
You got to cover your bases,
Exactly.
Yeah.
At Best Buy it is a 16-digit limit. Yeah, you're right, Chapter Black. they don't have the budget for a full 16. So that ups the stakes considerably. Michelle instructs Teddy to enter her closet. Again, it seems like bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Which she claims is a teleporter to her ship.
When you're bullshitting, where she's like, you're never gonna believe it, but it's actually in the closet.
It's in there. It's
you're like, oh, she's never gonna believe it. That's right.
Yeah. After Teddy enters a closet, she backs away from the closet door, hits the enter key in the calculator, coinciding with the vest detonating by mistake, killing him and knocking Michelle unconscious. Yeah, brutal.
I was like, oh wow.
With his head.
That's the last possible moment that you're like, yeah, with his head. But it's the last possible moment that you could possibly be trying to figure out whether she's an alien or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the calculator isn't just for writing boobies on. Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, the way she backed away.
Well, it's also for that, but
it's like she's anticipating too, or she's like, okay, any moment now.
She's backing up, and you can see the people behind her that are like,
they're like, what's going on there?
And looking to her office.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it's notable how, like, when she just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm back. Oh, how are you doing?
And
like, just like acting like it ain't nothing. They're like, weren't you kidnapped? like what are we doing?
Well, and she's limping, and he's like, doing the straight leg with a shotgun down his pant leg.
Yeah, real subtle.
Walk. So they're both.
And he's got the bulky fucking suicide vest under his
clothes. Yeah, looks very much like Average Tuesday.
Everything looks normal here.
Yeah, what? I don't see anything. Hey, is it lunchtime yet? Anyway, so she gets out. She gets exactly. We get that gag. We get that gag again of like, oh yeah, feel free to take off unless you have work to do. We get a little bit of that like gag on that.
It's like a full circle.
It's great. It's so good. It's such a good gag. She awakens in an ambulance, but jumps out and returns to her office, where she enters a closet and teleports to the Andromedan mothership.
I was like,
with that closet still has all kinds of bits of Jesse Plemons.
Oh, it's so wet. It's so wet.
In my head, I was like, is she gonna pop back up with like the with pieces of Jesse Plemons? Because he says like, well, you got to make sure that when you go through, it doesn't you're not like your DNA doesn't like I don't know like change with the thing, which was always the joke in I mean they do it in Spaceballs, they do it in a bunch of places where it's like beam me up.
The fly thing, yeah. Where it's like the head's on wrong. And also it's like beam me up, transporter, whatever. Like there's kind of like a distinction with a difference, kind of back and forth too. That's very clever because it's what the audience is thinking too. Of also just like, all right, what are we seeing? What is this? Is this BS? What are we seeing? All right, so Michelle now revealed as the genuine Andromedan leader.
And they all feel like...
Yeah, they have their own language. Right?
It's like a weird... it kind of reminds me of like the language in like Wicked's like Grimoire. Like it's a mixture of like multiple different foreign languages like together.
It's like a pastiche.
It sounded
like
weirdly
pig Latin
Mongolian.
Klingon to me.
Yeah, it sounded like Mongolian for some reason to me. I was like...
Yeah. So she consults with her fellow Andromedans and concludes that the human experiment has failed.
Agreed.
Can I say one of the great moments I feel like of her performance, Emma Stone, in this is that like it's a conflicted decision. Like she doesn't come by it easy. There's like genuine pathos to this. By the way, if we haven't mentioned, their outfits are basically gigantic sweaters. Like they're
basically Alphabet sex cardigans, but pink
and a jumpsuit. Yeah,
yes.
I mean it's it's a bold decision for a character.
Which total departure from Save the Green Planet, where the last few minutes of these characters' lives, they're basically fighting with the Andromedan. In like this crazy like kung fu thing, and then one of them gets hit by a robot, and then the guy's like, "All right, I'm fucking done with this." When he gets up there,
so then I feel this is better because we have her asking for an update on like, well, how are the rest of the experiments going? They're basically not good, Emma, not good at all.
Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. But you see, like she doesn't want that to be the answer. Right. And that's something that like that's what elevates it beyond like just like a kind of a cheap comedic play to being kind of like, well, this is, she's genuinely conflicted on this and it's going to mean.
Well, she says the more time I spend on Earth, like, it's a toxic relationship, but she's like, the more time I spend on Earth, the more I feel myself becoming like one of you. Angrier, more violent, more reactive, and it's like
look at Anna Kasparian. I mean, the more right wing media she's consuming, look at her.
This is supposed to
be. Come on, what are we doing? She pops a clear bubble-like dome. Flat Earthers vindicated, instantly killing all humans living on Earth. All other animal and plant life remains. By the way, the design of that though rules. Like that looks so freaking cool.
I know.
I was like, that rocks.
Flat Earth
one
thingy.
I know. Wouldn't really be a globe, but yeah. So we get this. We get this great sequence.
Of Jonestown.
The Earth death is Jones. It is very much influenced by Jonestown. That goes on for and snap reactions where it goes on for so long. It's like, okay, well the point is to show that like this is class, creed, color, country, belief system. It doesn't
sexual
matter.
activity, even imagine
and to show you
party.
And to show you the fact that the animal species all survive. Like it's just the humans that are taken out by this.
Animals are innocent. They didn't do anything wrong.
Again,
just best possible outcome.
Again, though, I think they learned. They learned
the circle of life.
They learned from Save the Green Planet where he has a dog that he feeds human meat to the entire movie, and the dog goes with it. Like everything goes.
Yeah. So,
I do like that one couple got to go out with a bang though.
Did they get to did they reach their pinnacles or not?
They went out banging, I guess.
Yeah, the banging. We don't know how far they got.
But it's
That's
like
a good point.
It's a painless. It seems at least like a painless instant death. Like it's she pops the thing and then everyone instantly.
It's like it's like the Titan implosion. Like everyone's like they didn't feel any pain. They didn't know they were gonna boop. But like. With the ending, with it being very Jonestown-esque, I don't think people understand like how jarring those images were when word got out what had happened back in November of '78.
Right.
Like weird, all of us are, Conan, everyone's still kind of too young to remember, but like Time Magazine had like the photo of like
it was
all
huge.
Those piles of people just dead, almost 1,000 people dead. Women, elderly, men, babies, children, toddlers. Like it was such like people were like, how can you get all those people? But with decades upon decades of more research, thanks to me, it has been labeled a mass murder and not more of a mass suicide. And so when people just see, people just dead lying, it's kind of jarring to see.
Well, and it's a visual that now has been referenced in cinema and TV shows and whatnot going forward. But it was the first time that we had seen that deployed in that way in what was a monoculture at the time. Yeah. And so it's very much referential of that. Of course, we get that great Pete Seeger anti-war anthem where all the flowers gone, but it's the Marlene Dietrich version.
Yes.
And it's like late Marlene Dietrich. She's all like world weary and Teutonic about
there's
it.
that
You know?
jarring key change that her voice goes through in that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eileen, a friend of the show, Eileen Jones, pointed out in her Jacobin review just how
Why that cover.
and how wonderfully fitting it was with what we were seeing on the screen of the set, which again goes on for a while. That some people were complaining. People were complaining about that. I'm like, I'm sorry, did you watch the rest of the movie?
Are you children?
I found
Exactly.
it gets funnier and funnier as
it
like
does.
because it's like you start
Because there's
off-
people in the club, there's people in boats,
Yeah.
you know.
People, driving,
But
car crashes, and
Yeah.
It's like it's a reminder also though that like without the spark of life, right? Like without whatever it is kind of guiding all of us to keep being alive, it's just kind of sacks of meat on the ground. I mean, and like I feel like with the scene where it's like naked bodies and they're having sex, like we're in the middle of having sex, right? Like that really reminds you of that. It's like, without
100%.
the spark of life, it's like you're just seeing kind of parts.
Right. So heady
But
ending.
the animals
Michelle,
survive.
the animals survive. Michelle gazes out at the planet, now devoid of human life, as birds fly and bees slowly return to Teddy's apiary, or beehive if you're not fancy.
in the form of Bugonia, the ancient ritual of
Exactly.
the bees coming out of the head of the ox.
Exactly. So there you go. That's Bugonia, everybody.
It's an ox cord.
It's the AUX. Yeah, the head of the ox, AUX. Yeah, I love it. I mean, like, it's obviously, I love weird, bleak, dystopian BS. That's kind of like my love language. So, of course, I dug it. But, like, I'm very much. How can you look at recent events and, like, recent man's inhumanity to man and, like, look at that and be like, yeah, well, we had it coming and not think that way? I mean, it's like, yeah, well, got us there.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, we're willfully killing the planet, which he says, like,
Yeah.
we're asking for this.
Is it a harsh joke? Sure. So's life. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and it's weird to be sort of like, yeah, well, like when you see like the extinction
That's
of the human
life.
race.
Yeah. And you're like,
yeah.
yeah. I guess we were asking for it.
It's crazy too.
That would have been a good needle drop as well, Kristina.
Yeah, it goes back to like
You're down in spring, but you're up in May.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, what? Really? It's because again, a lot of people just can't handle that, thing like imagery and all that can be. This is why I hate how puritanical younger generations have become when it comes to engaging in art, because a movie like this is like, this is too, how dare you show all these people just lying there dead? I'm like, well, it's happened before, actually. Okay, it's a thing that's actually happened, not from popping the planet, but cults, war, genocide. Like it's a thing. We gotta accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because your social media platforms are blocking out all of the images from Gaza, and now it'll surely be Iran too. Just because that's happening doesn't mean that those images aren't there.
Also, all the Poor Things discourse, I'm like, if you hated Poor Things because you thought, Yorgos was exploiting Emma Stone for sex scenes, which she produced the movie, Bugonia doesn't have any of that. So maybe you might want to watch this one.
Well, yeah, because all the guys chemically castrated themselves.
Yeah, see?
exactly.
What's wrong with that?
This is what you asked for. You like it?
It's funny. So obviously we're having a laugh here, but like, I wonder if that was a reaction to all of the like, the sex panic about Poor Things. Because that honestly, I didn't think about that, but respect if so. Because
I do.
funny.
I like
Maybe
the
it
idea that
was.
like. I like the idea that you're like exploiting a 35-year-old woman though. That's like
exactly.
like she's a 35-year-old woman. She doesn't know what she's doing. She can't
exploiting her straight into an Oscar win. But
They didn't like the fact that her character was like mentally a child. I'm like, technically she's mentally a teenager, so she's growing into her womanhood. So
okay, Jeffrey Epstein, calm down.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh God, man. And people, I mean, it's just even to this day, people have to, or
I
even
think
things
there
with like
are-
Mikey Madison and Honora, and I'm like, she played a sex worker. What do you expect?
Sometimes I feel like every Oscar season, I really feel like there's a significant proportion of people that will never admit this, but believe what they're seeing in movies is the real. Yeah.
I mean, there's been actual, I mean, not in American films.
The
but,
documentary
like,
One Battle After Another. Right, exactly.
I mean, there's been cases in foreign films where some stuff is not simulated, but again, we always think about freaking what's her face, Last Tango in Paris with Marlon Brando. What happened to her? You know that
Maria
was
Schneider,
something-
right?
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, tell me I was assaulted."
Or like
without-
or the Brown
Yeah.
Bunny or whatever. The Vincent Gallo.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like but again, guys, most of it is fake. It's not real. They're just
We got intimacy coordinators now.
Yeah, seriously, thank God.
They're
Just time for a new Game of Thrones
I
movie
wanna-
to
I
retcon
wanna-
the last 2 seasons, right, Conan?
I wonder what the intimacy coordinator. Imagine being the intimacy coordinator on set for Bugonia for that one scene where it's the 2 dead people.
It's like, okay, you're just gonna lay there.
All right, so here's your direction. Don't move.
Yeah.
Hey,
It'll be
hey,
fine.
boy, you're
just
dead.
we'll just
Remember,
put some
you're
baby
dead.
powder on your ass because it looks a little sweaty.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're Mormon and you're soaking.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
Soaking in
have
it.
Yorgos jump on the bed.
Yeah, wow, that's quite the digression. But powerful ending, right? And I think the Marlene Dietrich song, I think, is very aptly deployed. And I think is it funny? Yeah, the more it goes on, the funnier it is. But in that like awkward, like laughing at a car crash kind of way. Yeah,
Laughing,
gets knocked out with his head.
when Charlie Kirk got because I couldn't stop laughing because I mean we laugh at uncomfortable situations and that's just how it is now.
Absolutely.
You also
it's like we're not laughing because it's. I mean,
and what's a more uncomfortable situation than like, well, can't say we didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also
the human race, we did kind of dick it up pretty bad.
Gave like a chuckle of recognition when it's his Yorgos Lanthimos, his friend Yorgos, that's been in every one of his movies.
He's always
has
a
ship captain.
piece,
Yeah,
it's great. It's like it's like Joe Dante with Dick Miller, throwing Dick Miller in and everything.
Yeah.
It's
Or Sam Raimi with Bruce Campbell for a long
Sam
time.
Raimi, Bruce
Oh,
Campbell.
God.
Who has cancer, by the way.
Pizza
Yeah,
Poppy's
he said-
got to get paid and
treatable, not
get
curable.
radiation.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Pizza
lots of
Poppy,
love out to
everybody.
you.
Yeah.
Heart, but bless up to Bruce Campbell, who's
Bruce Campbell, one of the best. One of the best to
Legend.
do it. Yeah. Friend of the show, Bruce Campbell.
no, but there's like the thing
I
that I
wish.
find that I love.
I did interview Bruce Campbell for a zine I did back in the 90s. It was real nice.
Oh, cool.
I might still have his email somewhere.
He seems like he's nice. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's great.
I doubt
He
he's
should have
gonna
been
be
like
doing a lot
locked.
I doubt he's gonna be doing a lot of podcasts now. He has cancer though.
Probably not. Yeah, but he was in like great cameo in like Lodge 49 and like like all kinds of stuff. We're just like, God, so
Yeah,
good. So
the Fargo season where he plays Ronald Reagan.
Perfect. Great casting. Yeah, it's
So much smarter in real life than Ronald Reagan was.
Yeah. But you have the amazing Nick Offerman thing where he's like, oh, that guy was in a movie with a monkey, and I would never. And then he walks up there and goes, Mr. President, so nice to meet you. And
yeah. It's great. Aces. This aces stuff. So we're all rooting for Bruce Campbell. We are pro
Not
Bruce
Ronald
Campbell
Reagan.
podcast, but not Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, dead,
Dead.
can also go fuck himself. Thank you.
Hey.
Dead. Wait,
It's very very brave of me to say that about a dead man, but anyway.
dead. Wait, is it still dead? You still getting up for work or whatever?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dead. No excuse for laying off work.
Yeah.
Time Bandits. Yeah. Great. We might still have that.
Yeah, we do. I think.
Fun. Oh, here it is. Oh man, dead. No excuse for laying off work. That's great. Fucking Terry Gilliam, man. Time Bandits. Like what, 81 or something? He did that shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
All right,
Ronald Reagan was elected president.
Little man called Ronald Reagan. Letterboxd, of course, is a place for film lovers to talk out with into each other, a social media site where people will chime and opine about the movies that they love, maybe the movies that they didn't love, maybe the movies that they just want to talk about Stavy Baby because he's very online. And of course,
Stavy.
Yeah. Sexiest man alive.
And of course, everyone gets to have their say It's not just Siskel's and Eberts of the world. It's a bottom-up democracy. Everyone gets to chime and opine. And this is best expressed succinctly, where they're collected weekly by yours truly for Forrest and the rest of the panel to react to. That's what this is. These are the Letterboxd one-liners for Bugonia, baby. Let's go. The Jennifer Aniston masks made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I'm amazed they didn't play the Friends theme song during that scene. That was hilarious. What a time for a needle drop.
Exactly. That would honestly, that would be if you took that whole sequence of the abduction sequence and put the Friends theme song over it.
Yeah.
That would honestly kind of kill. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Someone
that'd
should
be
do
amazing.
That would
The
be
Rembrandts needed another.
All right, someone
needed another-
YouTuber,
I'm sure
TikToker
somebody's
do
done
that.
it. Yeah.
if somebody hasn't done it, someone in our audience should and get like maybe 400,000 views, right?
Yeah.
Me posting my exactly. That's true. That's a good point. Me posting my Letterboxd reviews into the void. Let's start a dialogue.
I love when he goes, dialogue. What is this? Death of a salesman? And it's like, it's such a funny character detail that's like the first like film or play or something that comes to mind for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a very Death of a Salesman-esque character.
Kinda, yeah, absolutely. Justice for Donnie. Let him go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't even talk about that. It's such a
You got
funny
chemically
scene.
castrated. He's got to go.
I thought that he was gonna like wet himself. Like I thought that scene was gonna go way darker.
Right.
Well, I mean, it was pretty, but I thought like what was gonna happen is he's gonna like piss himself at the table, and it was gonna be another one of those like, Don humiliated on the world stage moments.
Well,
and that review is Amelia from she's the AP on Doughboys.
Oh, okay, great. By the way, the GIF of Jesse Plemons like running on the table over to the other side.
Yeah, that's a good.
Amazing.
It's a great GIF, and it does kind of look like somebody said, "What is it? 28? What's the vampire? The night, 28 Days of Night? Is that what it is? The 48 days something. There's days, there's night, there's vampires. It's a crazy film. It's a crazy picture. Sure, whatever it is, they move real fast. Thank you.
That moment though, it also like you've seen it in the flashbacks where it's revealed that like there's more to the relationship between Teddy and Michelle Fuller than you initially thought. Like, oh, he just kind of picked this random person. It's like, no, but she's both his boss and his mom was in this weird experiment that that ended up with her in a coma. Like that whole scene between the two of them, you're like, oh shit, like there's so much more to the story that they're only slowly teasing out.
Right. It's
I was 10 days off. It's 30 days of night.
It's 30 days of night. Okay. All right.
Oh, there's too many days of night. I can't.
Like, whatever. There's night. There's vampires. They're moving real fast. What the Answer Man?
Well, there's also the 40 Days and 40 Nights movie that has Josh Hartnett in it. He's in 2 movies with numbers of days in it.
How dare he?
Yeah, I know.
Days and days and days.
Don't piss me off unless you want to hear my big brass band leitmotif.
the big brass band leitmotif, I'm pretty sure is one of the ones that it sounds like a Clockwork Orange, and it's the second movie this year, this and One Battle After Another, that has like a very Clockwork Orange style leitmotif in the music to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity to have Emma Stone type boobies on our calculator.
Yeah,
What I just said. Exactly.
She's like, yo, I got a few more numbers to type in. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. I got to wait.
Oh, check it.
Oh yeah.
And Jesse Plemons like respect.
There's no more. There's no global democratic order. There's no boobies. Actually,
That's what brought them together finally at the end. Yorgos Lanthimos is just like me for real, obsessed with Emma Stone doing weird shit.
True. I love the Onion article that's like Yorgos Lanthimos 2 movies away from hanging out with Emma Stone outside of work.
Yeah.
It's very good. Very good.
I'm excited for her because he's taking a break, right? Like he's gonna be taking a break after this movie, I think.
Just like us after the Oscars.
I know, but this means Cruella sequel. Hell yeah! Give me those costumes, baby.
Sure. What if Cruella DeVille but hot? Why did this kind of make me want to kidnap Jeff Bezos?
Right? I'm surprised no one's they gotten any ideas from this. I mean, imagine kidnapping Elon Musk. Honestly, I feel like that's the most justified billionaire to kidnap, and yeah. Anyway,
but you'd have to hold it for ransom, not just
I'll be like, you know what? He's gonna be the first trillionaire. Okay. Imagine what you could do with almost $1 trillion. You could actually save the planet.
Imagine how many heads you could shave with $1 trillion.
Buys a lot of electric razors. Scarily realistic representation of what Thanksgiving feel like for families with mixed political affiliations.
Yeah.
That scene of them sitting across the table, they're on the wide table. They're like, "We've got to have a dialogue about this." Like,
it's so like fraught.
Whoopi Goldberg.
It's so tense.
So let's talk about it.
It's somebody mentioning Trump. Don't you dare say his name. Don't you dare say his name.
Yeah.
Don't not cross this
and again,
line.
And like one guy just wants to pee and can't be excused. You know?
Can I go to the bathroom?
He improvised that line.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so like again, it's so tense and fraught and awkward, and then that is so funny because of it. Because it's sort of like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
There's real human impulses. There's real human impulses at the center of it.
I gotta pee right now.
Are you sure I can't go to the bathroom?
Jesse Plemons plays the local yokel conspiracy nut so damn good. I think he's from my hometown.
My dad got finished watching this, and because he saw it like in the same theater I was, because he was at Woodstock too, and he was like, I think Jesse Plemons was outside smoking and offered me a hit. He's like, no, wait, just some blonde guy with long hair.
Just some guy. By the way, this is my friend Courtney on Letterboxd. She's great. So, shout out Courtney.
Shout out to you, Courtney.
This Letterboxd review is dedicated to the old man in the front row who fell asleep halfway through the movie and then proceeded to snore throughout the rest of the runtime.
That was like the guy that fell asleep during one battle after another.
Dude,
how did he fall asleep during that fucking movie?
And this made me laugh extra hard because I think I told you that happened to me at Poor Things too. The guy posted up in like the row behind me and was just sawing wood like 2 minutes in.
Someone decided. I mentioned this when I saw the new Fantastic Four movie. The guy came in and just went right to sleep. I'm like, why are you sleeping now?
Was that me though? Because I absolutely fell asleep during the Fantastic Four movie. It was
like a 10 o'clock show, and I'm like, go home, dude.
It's apparently endemic. I don't know.
I was at like a 4 o'clock, but I got like 2 hours of sleep the night before, and I slept for a fucking hour of that movie.
I mean, I feel like there are quieter places to sleep. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, once those lights are off, it's so cozy in the theater.
Yeah, especially with the new seats and all the theaters.
Especially if you're in the theater for F1.
You'd have to run it back to the actual Poor Things episode, but it wasn't even like a packed theater, and that guy was asleep immediately. And I wonder like, what did he think that movie was? What was his take? Because he saw the very beginning. And it's like the operating theater or whatever. And then like credits roll. I'm like, oh, that's a crazy movie about surgery.
I feel like that dancing scene would have woken him up though, because it's like that loud like burr, 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 burr,
not at any point did he wake up.
Damn.
He was just...
Poor things. He's calling it poor sleep. You know,
exactly. Well, you know, hey, I get it.
I got a great hour's sleep during the Fantastic Four movie.
The fantastic snore, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I probably.
Let me show you the true power, Cosmic. In my mind, Josh, you were doing like the cartoon thing, the heavy snore with the whoop 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 at the end, right?
I could ask my wife, but
yeah. Was she awake the whole time?
Yes, she was.
Okay, all right. She's that terrible
she
CGI
didn't get
baby.
2 hours of sleep. I had like bullshit podcast stuff that I had to do, like editing things. So
yeah, it's always like when you get 2 hours of sleep from doing podcast stuff, it's always like, come on, I'm not even doing anything. Like, it's not like I'm doing something life changing.
You're just
I'm doing something really ultimately very stupid,
but necessary. Right?
Yes,
those are the Letterboxd one-liners for Bugonia. At Movie Night Extra for our Movie Night HQ account, we have all the great episodes that we cover on here. We have links to all the stuff, the various mediums to engage with all of that, as well as attendant short form content, write-ups, all that great stuff, so much more, adding to it. More and more, all the time, always. Please follow the Letterboxd HQ account at Movie Night Extra for that. Be a Movie Night Extra. Follow Movie Night Extra. Thank you. Local Andromedan over there. It's your host, Forrest Miller, at Always Flacco. You can find him watching F1, apparently. I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Here's the thing. I made a pact with you to watch Save the Green Planet. It's okay, you did. But
yeah,
then
I know. I forgot. Sorry.
I made a pact with you to watch F1.
Well, we're fucking doing it on Friday on the speed round, so I guess I better do it, huh?
Speed round is right. That's kind of the plot.
I owe you one on Save the Green Planet. Sorry.
I got the only movie I have to watch before Friday that I can't is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. So he's logging all that stuff and so much more. Follow him at Always Flacco on the Letterboxd platform. I am the alarming YouTube rabbit hole at Conan Neutron. Please follow me for the.
He learned all about ships on YouTube though. He like a crazy rabbit hole.
Falconry. You know, whatever floats your boat.
Is that how Buckley learned falconry in Hamlet?
Yeah, she's
like, I went on YouTube.com. I found how to do falconry.
Apparently.
But you were inspired by Hamlet, Conan, for the falconry?
Oh yes, of course. My favorite movie of the year, Hamlet. Yes, of course.
Hamlet, get back in here.
So follow me for the highbrow, the midbrow, the popular sphere, all that stuff. Criterion Challenge well underway, about a third of the way through. And if that sounds impressive, it is. But it's mostly because I'm not going to be watching anything for the next month. So I have to kind of like, run ahead so I can be like the rabbit and the tortoise and the hare and fall asleep by a tree.
You keep on saying stuff that's the plot of F1, and I'm just running ahead.
This is just F1.
Round.
Yeah, it's like speed round.
Got
all the. He said vroom.
He said
So follow me at Conan Neutron. I should maybe consider putting that in the name too. Anyway, whatever. Kristina, the Andromedan language translator, is at Kristina, and you can follow her on Letterboxd as well.
I'm gonna be logging some movies this month because a lot of horror movies are dropping. The Bride,
he's gonna be logging
I know there's some horror movies dropping.
Also, breaking news: it looks like James Tallarico defeated Jasmine Crockett in the Texas Senate primary.
Oh,
you know what that means?
Wait, no, fuck.
Liberals are so fucking mad right now on Twitter, and I'm like, they're insufferable. Anyway,
that might make it more competitive, and you know what? That's neither here nor there. That's we'll talk about that never. Hopefully, follow Kristina, and see what her journey's up to. Lots of Wuthering Heights, I can tell you that much. Josh Duggan is Old Man Duggan on Letterboxd. Great Letterboxd follow. Arguably why you're on this show at this moment in time too. Right? Like so yeah. Love reading whatever you read, especially when it's Hamnet and you agree with me.
I did not like it at all.
Thank you.
So we were streaming the SAG Awards live. And your review of Hamnet came up live.
It dropped.
So I was like, we were reading it on stage.
Like vindication.
we're like, breaking. Yeah.
I wrote a longer takedown of it on my Substack too, but
I wasn't checking Substack at that moment.
No. That dropped
on Letterboxd,
after you.
But it was just funny. I was like,
fifth hour of the SAG Award, Actor Awards.
I read it like it was breaking news.
Breaking news. Yeah. Also, we'll mention the plugs too, but we're doing a speed round on Friday for Hamnet, F1, K-pop Demon Hunters, Sentimental Value, and Train Dreams.
Yeah.
So I got to catch up on F1 at least. So
let's catch up. That's the plot of
F1. That's what happens in the movie. It's crazy. How do you know? A quick study. Hit it with the plugs, please.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and then hit the bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. And we'd humbly request that you watch the video to the end because it helps us with the algorithm and helps more film fans to discover the show. We're also monetized. If you want to get your chat questions definitely read on stream, you can always send us a super chat, which will help us keep the show going. Every cent helps. If you're watching on Twitch, you can gift us a free sub on Amazon Prime with your Prime membership, but getting subs on Twitch is always appreciated, and it helps to follow us on there as well. We also have an audio feed, which is available wherever you download podcasts, if you prefer to listen to podcasts rather than watch the stream. That's updated usually the same day we stream, but watching on YouTube and Twitch is the best way to get the show first, live as it happens. If you want to support us with a monthly donation and get access to all of our after parties forever, which go patron only after we do them, you can become a patron at patreon.com/movie night extra. Link is in the description for that. It really helps us keep the show going since we do have some expenses to make this happen. We also have a Discord community. Link is in the description for that. We sometimes watch movies we cover on there. We get into conversations about everything from film to TV shows to related podcasts. We even have a Discord channel for memes. It's really fun on there. You can find us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Threads. You connect with us on all of those. Talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, we recently made a TikTok at Movie Night Extra where we're putting up short form clips from the episodes. Okay, passing this to Conan so he can tell you about his music and this week's Protonic Reversal. Conan, who's on Protonic this week?
That's right. Going hard, because that's how I always go. Dwayne Dennison of the Jesus Lizard and Tomahawk, who just announced a new tour this week. That episode happened last night, so that's up for the patrons. Yeah, it's a really good conversation. I've had him on a couple times. This is a cool one, and so that's up for patrons of the show. Patreon.com/Protonic Reversal, $1 a month advance access for all that. It'll be up in the general feed later this week. I also had the guys from the Drum Corps project, which is a David Silver of Season of Risk and Ian Prince of Bird Hands in Houston and a couple other bands. You may recognize them from the viral video of the drummers playing outside the ICE headquarters when they were trying to sleep, because that's what this is. This is a drum-based record that involves protest chants and things along those lines, designed to be played with extended remix at top volume over loudspeakers and things along those lines. Really cool project. Talked to those guys about that for a while. Real interesting. If you're politically minded, I know a lot of our listeners are, you should absolutely check it out. It's really neat, and it's a very cool record that's coming out for Record Store Day, but you can listen to it on Bandcamp now and buy the digital as well, and all that good stuff coming up. Falco from McCluskey coming on Thursday. I'm reasonably certain that's going to be the last Protonic Reversal before tour. Come check it out for that. Of course, McCluskey hitting the road in the U.S. Coming up. Not with us this time, because we are going to be going out with Red Cross and Conan, Neutron, and the Secret Friends, and that is happening imminently, everybody. Lots of shows in the South, Southwest, Southeast, so on and so on. We have 3 shows with Mike Watt and the Missy Men before that are going to be amazing, 2 of them with Lung. Then we're doing Long Beach, San Diego, Phoenix, Austin, Houston, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Tampa, Little Steven's Underground Garage cruise, along with all of his scarves. Also, John Spencer just got added to that, too. So I'm very excited about that. Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale with the Buzzcocks. So that's pretty cool. We get to play with the Buzzcocks. Awesome. That's neat. I'm pretty into that. It's like, top 20 band of all time, NBD. Atlanta, Nashville, Los Angeles. We're going to be out for about a month. So if you're on the West Coast or any of those places, please come out. Come say hi. NeutronFriends.com, NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com. Way the Neutron. The postcard sets and records shipped today. So they did. Josh Duggan, who is on screen right now, his record shipped today. And the rest of the pre-orders all shipped last week. Postcards look amazing. We have a limited amount of them left, not many, like 20, I think. So if you're into that, neutronfriends.bandcamp.com, Way the Neutron. The second the after party is over, which we'll talk about momentarily, I'm going on 1001 Album Complaints to talk about my record. Where they're doing a special episode about the Way of the Neutron, so that should be really good. Also doubly notable because I just had Tom from 1001 Album Complaints and Stay Puffed on, which they're going to be coming on for the Ghostbusters episode that we're going to be doing. This is a lot of interweaving, isn't it?
Yeah, your plugs are really, woof.
In April, they're coming on this show because it's a Ghostbusters themed concept record. So those guys are coming on for that. I just had Tom on my show, Protonic Reversal, and I was just on their show to talk about Rock from the Crypt, Scream Dracula Scream, which is a really great episode. So if you like to hear, more music talk about records that you already know or maybe don't know, please check out that episode. You can find that in my link in my bio. I think that's it right now. Basically, everything is like moving towards tour. We're doing another big Caterwaul announcement on Tuesday. We announced the first 10. There's 3 more being announced next week. So stay tuned for that. Caterwaul.org, Caterwaul Fest on all of the normal things. Kristina, what do you got?
Just trying to keep the lights on and a roof over our heads. Still streaming, barely. My mood is just fluctuating. I've just been more focused on Oscars, and I've been working. What we got in the show by 10, guys. Okay, so
we're supposed to. This is what it was supposed to be. So.
Anyway, yeah, Forrest and I got our show tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about War with Iran.
Yeah, I'd rather be
talking
about pretty much anything else, but
yay! And a lot of people are claiming, like my friends are saying, Kristina, in order to liberate these girls from Iran, we have to bomb their schools because if we, apparently that's how you liberate women is by women and girls is killing them apparently. So that should be fun.
Not to change the subject, but yeah, F1 like the car, bro. That's a movie. Yes,
yes,
that is, and it's an Oscar nominee for best picture.
Dude, I was like, okay, we've made it a bit where we just go,
yeah.
I was like, there's got to be more to this movie. There was not.
No, there wasn't.
There was not more to that movie.
Kristina, please continue.
Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. So there you go. Josh Duggan, what do you got? Tell us.
Obviously, I've got Munch by Benson.
Nice.
Order SVU podcast.
That's right.
I've got Unkind Rewind, which we're currently in the process of recording the season 4. The last episode we dropped was with Conan, a bonus episode on the incomparable Toby Hooper classic Life Force.
Dude, that episode goes so hard. Sometimes I'm just on a show and I'm like, I'm on a show and that's fine. But that episode's hilarious. I'm sorry.
It's really fucking
pretty
fun.
great.
It's one of the funniest episodes we've had. It's so good. But yeah, obviously everyone who's watching this should listen to that and watch Life Force. Obviously I've got a Substack too. Just joshduggan.substack.com. But yeah, that's more or less it. Everybody, all of my SoCal, Austin, New Orleans, and Minneapolis friends should make sure to check out Conan while he's on tour.
Yes,
Minneapolis will be at Caterwaull, and then obviously all of my other people should check him out when he hits your town.
Should be good. You want to hit us with some final thoughts on Bugonia there, Josh Duggan? Well, we got you highlighted.
I really fucking like this movie. It's like it's not my favorite movie of the year, but it's top 5, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's fucked up in a great way. And I think it does a good job of like sort of like walking that fine line between being insane and being correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like this show.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I mean, I'm not advocating him killing those extra 8 people.
Yeah.
But
how was he going to know that those weren't Andromeda?
I know. You got to kill him to know. But
Killmonger did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No, but there's like a there's just like it's not accidentally right, but in a way it is. It just feels like by the time he realizes it's right, so much for him has gone wrong. Then it's like it's such a pyrrhic fucking victory. So
because you can't beat capitalism is what's going on.
Or in this case, Andromedanism.
yeah, but it's capitalism, obviously.
Yeah.
Or crabtalism.
You'll be the kids in front of the tanks in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah. Kristina, final thoughts.
This is probably Yorgos' most tame movie. And but it's still good. You know how everyone was like, oh, Emma Fennell's Weather Heights, it's so raunchy and sexy and freaky deaky pornographic. And I watched it and I was like, did y'all not watch Poor Things? That was what was missing from Weather Heights.
Freaky deaky.
Yeah, Poor Things.
Fuck around and find out.
Exactly. Like y'all don't know, man. I'm not no montages of people clothed while they're no. Anyway, this is still very good and a better, superior adaptation of another film.
Right? Which, as we have dictated many times over, that's what you do. Do the ones that didn't quite land.
This is how you do it.
Or they didn't land. I mean, in America, right? Like I think.
That's another thing.
Too, like
or Atlantis.
that's like very into like an eclectic version of eclectic number of films to like really be like, oh yeah, I saw Save the Green Planet in 2003.
So I mean, it's great. Emma Stone is, doing another performance. Definitely Oscar nominated worthy. I feel like at this point she's kind of becoming like our generation's Meryl Streep, where it's like, oh, we're gonna nominate her again and again and again.
She's always great though. Is a thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's
rather watch
funny
her than Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
True, but it's funny that there's like one year,
what?
There's 1 year where it's like La La Land is what she's up for, and then the next few times she's up, it's like for freaky, like the freakiest roles.
Yeah, the freakiest, craziest stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. It's great. I love it. I mean, it's one of those things that for a time period, I just kind of dismissed Nicole Kidman in the same way, and I should never have, because To Die For, she lets you know out of the gate what she's up to. You should have been familiar with the game.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Bugonia, definitely. If you're someone who's like, oh, poor thing's too much, Bugonia is definitely your movie. Don't watch Kinds of Kindness. You will definitely won't.
Well, there's different kinds of freakiness than just than just sex though. Like
yeah, but that's the stuff that people can't tolerate. It seems.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, boy, am I not built that way. All right.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Conan, let's hear your final.
Noted horn dog, Conan Neutron. Yes. Tense hyper.
We did talk Life Force last time you were on.
Talked about Life Force.
I am here for
yes,
the
we did.
For the perverts.
It's a tense hyper-class aware dark comedy with a heaping helping of twists and turns. You gotta love it. Ecological catastrophe, information bubbles, grasping sheer desperation of our current times. Once again, Plemons does amazing work here. Stone doing a masterclass. I kind of come to the opinion that I think she's maybe her generation's greatest actress. Definitely up there, if not. I love Stavros. He's great. That whole line is awesome. I could really call it specific scenes, but
it's so much better when he's not just laughing over everyone else's jokes.
Right. No, he's got a future. Honestly, he does have a future in this. Yeah. Emma Stone doing the corporate speak for the purposes of dark comedy, just effortless and fantastic. Mm-hmm. I actually did appreciate the ceaseless brutality and meanness of Kinds of Kindness, but I'm a big Poor Things and Favorite fan, and this reminded me more of those.
Yeah.
I think the ending is shocking but deserved, and I think if possible, and it probably isn't that possible, but know as little as you can before watching it.
Well, I mean, if
they're watching this show, maybe that's too late, right? But yeah, great movie. In my top 10 of the year, and I actually in my top 5, I believe, and really, really great. Just very much meeting the moment.
Yeah. So we're going to be hopping over to the after party. We're doing the after party where Josh and Sean from Unkind Rewind are going to be giving us their Oscar picks. So I think that's our second to last one we're doing before the Oscars for Oscar picks. Friday, we're doing a speed round of five movies that we didn't cover, including Sentimental Value, F1, now I'm
Train Dreams, K-pop Demon Hunters. By the way, more annoying stuff we do for you. We don't do this for us, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not doing
I'm doing this. I'm watching 3 hours.
Oh, we are doing it.
Round for you.
Hamlet's in the speed round as round.
But yeah, so we'll and
I can sum it up in 2 words. It stinks. Anyway.
Besides that, I'm gonna say there's no payoff, there's no money, there's no legal system, there's no Congress, there's no America, there's no global democratic.